people can get hung up on like the perversity of the death drive as a concept, but like, to be very blunt about it, a lot of what seems self-evident conceptually, or that like passes for arguments in the quote unquote gun debate, are really just lusty affirmations of the death drive, whether it be in the direct, very right-wing mode of, at the end of the day, when society fails, I will be there with the gun to resist the outsider coming into my house, penetrating my home, and doing sexual violence against the people I love and unmanning me, right? Or it's the liberal mode of, I want nothing to do with guns. Guns are evil. And I just want to have a person who has a gun on their hip and a badge show up and deal with the people who don't belong in my neighborhood or subway car. And if they kill people, that's really unfortunate. But, you know, like the idea, you got to have somebody like that. Like if you're going to abolish the police, like you need to have, who are going to be the cops once you abolish the cops, huh? Smart guy, right? Either way, it's a direct owning of identification with pleasure and violence, or it's a type of like sublimated, which is to say slightly transformed, narcissistically kind of like self-congratulatory identification with the necessity of the process. But in both cases, both those outcomes, whether it's going to be a ton of police with guns to deal with social neglect and abandonment and violence, or it's going to be a lot of individuals with guns, many of whom happen to also be cops, wielding their guns to do whatever they want. In both those cases are entirely compatible with one another. I would argue, historically, they certainly have been, and are very much what you would probably expect in a country, or rather in what you might call an entire North American milieu, where the production and circulation of guns is the number one priority over and against people's lives.